All right, gonna start working out, and figured I'd talk to you a little bit while I do it. So when I was in college, I was a pretty skinny, small guy, and I just didn't love working out. I was on the football team in my Division II college, and guys were just huge, and I just couldn't put on weight, didn't like working out, wasn't fun. And then I don't know, I had some really strong buddies who would always try to get me to work out. I'd go work out with them. They'd put me through this insane workout, and it would kill me. And so the next couple days, I just was so sore, I could barely move. And so I was like, man, I don't feel like working out. And then I graduated, was married, and kind of was recognizing I'm not getting fat, but I'm not in great shape anymore. And so then I kind of tried to decide, all right, so what do I want to do? And I did a lot of different things. I'd start playing basketball, and I'd go to the gym and work out here and there. And then around 25, we did CrossFit, and that was fun. We liked that. But I had shoulder surgery, so a lot of the overhead stuff that you're doing really quick, really fast, didn't love it. And it just kind of made me scared. I didn't want my shoulder to pop out because it used to pop out all the time. And I had surgery, so that way it wouldn't. And it just sucked. And so one day I was at CrossFit, and a buddy had taken me to a Lifetime gym, and Lifetime gyms are amazing. And I was at CrossFit, and I was laying on the ground, and I could just smell poop, from people sweating and working out and sitting there. And I was like, oh, gross. Let's join Lifetime because it's the same amount of money. And did that for a little bit and was kind of in and out, working out. And then around 27, I'm 31, I was like, where do I want to be? When I'm 35, 40, what do I want my body to look like? How do I want to feel? And I was like, yeah, I want to be healthy. I want to be in good shape. I want to be strong. And so I decided, all right, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do what works for me and what I feel like doing ultimately on that day, right? So one of the investments I made was this gym-ish, right? It's just a rack, a bar, some weights, dip bar, pulley system. And I was like, I'm going to do the workouts that I know I need to do that are going to feel good for me. And so I started to develop a philosophy. Let's see. I'll do it from back here. Where I was like, the bottom line is, we all know what we need to do to be physically healthy. It's exercise a few times a week, maybe using weights, maybe doing some, calisthenics, which is push-ups, sit-ups, things like that. And then running, walking, all that type of stuff. And then ultimately eating food that is healthy. And so that was another big piece. My wife and I started doing the Whole30 thing a couple times. And that's just where for 30 days you eat only whole foods. You eliminate added sugars and you just eat single ingredient foods. You obviously make meals from it, but you do well with your eating. And what we found is that eating is pretty much the big piece of being physically healthy. And then if you work out and exercise, that's an added bonus. And so that's kind of where we began to put our focus. So many guys, so many people don't even get to that point because they're so confused by all the different workouts and all the different programs and all the different tips and advice out there on what they should do when it comes to exercise and eating, that they honestly get paralysis by analysis, they get overwhelmed, and they don't do anything at all. All right, I'm gonna go up weight a little bit. So, with all those things said, what workouts should you be doing? Let me pump out 8, and then we'll talk about it. Is it working? Okay. I got the little fuzzy on it because it's super windy outside and shockingly still affects the sound, even though I'm in my garage. What workouts should you be doing? My answer is the same for what diets you should be doing and what version of the Bible you should be reading. And that is whichever one you do. When it comes to the Bible, for instance, people ask me, like, hey, should I be reading the NIV, King James Version, whatever? And you might not have any clue what I'm talking about. That's fine. But people that are trying to get into reading the Bible, there's like 70 English translations. And I always kind of say, like, hey, let's just start by picking up the one you're going to actually read. And so with food, it's the same type of deal. What's the thing you're going to stick to? Working out, no exception. What is the type of workouts that you're going to stick to? Because that's all that matters. Is it CrossFit? Is it HIIT workouts? Is it kettlebell stuff? Is it bodybuilding, powerlifting? I just don't think it matters that much as long as you're sticking to one. And then obviously trying to do it the right way, being safe, having a plan. But yeah, don't get caught up in the weeds, okay? So for you, if you're trying to get into exercising across the board, for me, it's mind, money, movement, right? Those three categories. Create plans for all of those things that let you stick to them. Read the books that are fun and are helping you move forward. There she is. It's my wife. She's going to go shopping. She's eating a protein shake. She's sticking to her plan. Drink protein shakes, work out in the morning at 6 a.m. That's all you have to do. Stick to the thing that you're actually going to get done and that you're going to do. Okay, hitting my fourth set of this. But again, if it's like bodybuilding lifts, like some days I come in here and I'm going to do like a CrossFit WOD. Okay, cool. One of the things I do, because everyone's like, well, cardio, weightlifting, whatever. I run pretty frequently, 3 miles here and there, 5 miles, 8 mile days. So it kind of just makes up for, not doing like CrossFit type workouts. And my goal is to get stronger, to no doubt kind of look strong, and to stay lean. And I cross all those boxes by lifting heavy weights, running, and eating healthy. And the thing that I'm struggling with right now is to up my protein intake and really just eat enough during the day. I don't eat much during the day, and so I have to come back and eat a lot of food at night. And I do that, and usually it's like healthier food, but I'd like to get better at eating throughout the day, right? I think accidentally I've been like an intermittent faster most of my life, which might be, good. It might be why I'm kind of so lean at 31. But I want to get better at having more energy throughout the day, and I think that's because I need to eat more. So let's pump out this last set here. Oof. So what you might be saying at this point, if you're like, okay, that makes sense, that's encouraging, don't get caught in the weeds, don't let anyone else kind of make you feel bad for what you're trying to do when it comes to the plan you're going to stick to. You might say, yeah, but that's the problem. Like, I know there's these different categories of exercising, but like which one, like once I pick one, how do I know what to do? Guys, the internet, social media, Instagram, I follow so many, fitness influencers that I don't really have to buy their program. Now I'm a believer in getting a coach because coaches are going to help you stay accountable. They're going to help you achieve the goals that you have. So I'm for that. But a lot of these guys are giving out free advice, free tips, free exercises. And so use those, right? Like go in, this whole workout that I'm doing today is because there's a guy out there that just gave it out for free, right? And so I know what to do. I know I'm getting a good workout that works. It's not crazy or weird, right? Like we see so many of those. It's just a normal workout. So if you're wanting to hide behind the excuse if you don't know what to do, I'm gonna call BS on that. I'm gonna say, hey, we know what to do. All the stuff's out there. We know what to do in general, how to have our mind right, have our money right, and have our movement right. So we just gotta look for the right stuff. Huge believer in whatever you look for, you're gonna find. All right, finishing up the fourth set of this. Okay, I'm gonna do some upright rows. Hang up the camera here a little bit better. There we go. And I'm not even like, you know, you follow like a Sam Solik, he's gonna talk about working out, which my thing is not gonna be just working out. I've said it, I'll say it a billion times. Mind, money, movement, that's my focus. So, with that said, I don't know a lot of the science. I don't know what a lot of muscles are called. I just see workouts from guys who are making progress in the areas I want to make progress in, and I do them. I have a base level of understanding and knowledge when it comes to exercise and muscles and stuff, and so I just kind of trust that too. But yeah, at the end of the day, there's gonna be plenty of times where my form's not perfect, and that's what I'm working on, what I'm learning. And my thing at 31 is I'm always like, if I look at my life in 5-year segments, like if I don't give up doing what I'm doing right now, at 36, like I'm gonna be wealthy, healthy, happy, even more. And then at 41, I'm gonna just keep that train moving. And so it's less of, man, I can't wait to see how this 90-day challenge ends, and more of, man, I'm just playing a super long game. And when I do that, I know there's gonna be two things that I'm doing the whole time, which is learn and implement. I'm gonna learn as much as I can about things. I'm gonna take as much action as I can from the things that I've learned and live it out. And that way, okay, if my form's a little wonky today, I just know eventually I'm gonna see progress in my form and learn the right ways to do it. I don't know. My point is, for you, don't get caught in the weeds, man. Like, you literally, just in 1 year's time, you can see a huge difference in your body and your life if you start exercising, doing the workouts, doing the plans that work for you. That's the bottom line. That's the whole point of this video. What workout should you do? Do the workout plan you can stick to. Doesn't matter if it's CrossFit, hip workouts, bodybuilding, powerlifting, kettlebell stuff, just getting out and doing some push-ups and sit-ups and going for runs. Like, do what you can kind of make fun and what you can stick to. So that's it for today. In the meantime, enjoy the here while you're getting there.